Results, as you just said to me, what do you make of it, the comparative sales decline?
Yeah, so the trend slowed from the first quarter and what we saw in December. So we look at it on a 2-year stack basis to show, to kind of smooth out for differences in the calendar and the big drops from a year ago, right? So they actually slowed a little bit from the first quarter, which was a little bit surprising. And then on top of that, you have the other norovirus outbreak from last week. So now it adds a whole nother layer of uncertainty where we don't know if this pushes out the recovery a month or 6 months or a year or maybe even longer.
But does this suggest there's something deeper going on there that doesn't have to do with the food health scare? Because obviously the issue that we had last week is not relevant to the numbers this quarter. It had seemed like they were getting past some of this stuff. There were stories about people coming back. So is there something about Chipotle just not what it once was, health issues aside?
Well, that's a very valid point, and I think time is the biggest factor. They do a good job of relating to customers in a lot of different ways. Better for your food, more sustainable, doing good for the community, stuff like that. So I don't think it's a question of if they come back, but when, right? So, time heals all wounds, right? So this is going to take a while and people will come back. I would say in this quarter, the big thing would be discounting. So they're cutting back on discounting from last year, right? That's not an easy thing to do. So getting that right is difficult and may cause lumpiness in the same-store sales trends from quarter to quarter.
Interesting.
Do you think Steve Ells, the CEO, is under pressure in any way? I mean, it's under his watch that the first food scare occurred. Now it's under his watch again that you had this second norovirus outbreak, albeit much smaller and something that's not necessarily uncommon, yet it reminds people what had happened previously.
I don't think there's any doubt that there is pressure on him, and I think he's...
Will he need to step down?
I don't think that's necessary just yet, but part of it is his own fault, because a year ago he came out and he said, we're going to have the safest restaurants to eat at. But frankly, that's impossible. You go into the store, the food's out, there's a sneeze guard. A competitor like McDonald's, all the food except for the salads go through a 600-degree oven, killing any bacteria whatsoever. So I feel like he set expectations unrealistically high.
Talk to me.